Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So, shall we start? My voice is breaking. Am I not audible?
Sir, namaskar, sir. It is clear, sir.
My voice is ठीक.
Sir, everything.
Sir. Audible, sir.
One more thing I can do. Just a moment. Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir. Now
Yes,
audible.
sir.
The screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, shall I start?
Yes, sir.
How the manpower planning is helpful for the organization and in which way the manpower planning process supports the organization, that we have discussed. And we also discussed about the nature characteristics and the different aspects of manpower planning that we have discussed. That basically the organizations keep record the human and non-human factor. So basically here we are thinking, when the name says that human resource, it not only records the detail of the human resources. The organization is to keep track of all the human as well as non-human resources. Mate jodi pachariba, mu kahibi, then I will tell that. Just a moment. It keeps record. I'm just I will. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Now.
Okay.
Now audible, sir, but
Okay. Now
we'll
see, I will
lost for
tell
a
that
while.
there are तमे माने marketing रे कौन पढ़ी तो please unmute, समस्ते unmute करो, आज discussion करो. What are the different P? One P, I have identified people. What other factors are there? One is process. One is purpose. One is project. What other P's are there? One is policy. See, first I have written people, and the people work with the process with certain purpose within a project with the application. Project. I'm not. Just a moment. A room को ऐसे ले सही अवस्था.
Sir, मझरे voice पहुंची sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes.
तमे टिके कोन करो ना मनोज बा तमे जो माने सब रहूच माने ये रे प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ सो दैट कोन होना मते भी इजी होबा तम माने इंस्टेंटली कहि परिबो तमर जदी सेठी
नेटवर्क ड्रॉप हो सर फर्स्ट कटी हो
Sir, ଆପଣଙ୍କର ମଝିରେ ମଝିରେ କଟି ଯାଉଛି.
सर ऑडिबल
Okay. Now is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
यस सर ऑडिबल
Am I not audible? Kadambini,
सर मझिरे मझिरे पूरा
voice Subuni.
ଏବେ ଶୁଭୁଛି ସାର୍?
सर मझिरे मझिरे पूरा
voice is
पूरी
not
सुबुनी किछि भी
Huh?
ଆପଣଙ୍କ ଭିडिଓ ବି ପଚ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ଆଉ ଭଏସ ବି ପୁରା ଲଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ମଝିରେ ମଝିରେ
ନାଇଁ ଏବେ ହଉଛି କି ଆଉ ମୁଁ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କରିଦେଲି ନେଟୱାର୍କ ଟା
ହଁ
ନାଇଁ
ଏବେ
ନାଇଁ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ
ହଉଛି।
ଏବେ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ
ଏବେ ଠିକ ଅଛି।
ଅଡିଓ
ହଉ okay so see in marketing you must have କଣ ହଉଛି ନା ଏଗୁଡା ସବୁ ବ୍ରେକ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ମୋର ଗୋଟେ ଫୋର୍ସ ଆସିଗଲା ବେଳକୁ ଇଏ କଲା ବେଳକୁ ତମେ ମତେ ଅଟକେଇ ଦଉଛ ତ ମୁଁ ତେଣୁ ପୁଣି again I need to start from first so in marketing we have discussed different P, but in human resource planning, I have identified 5 basic P's. One is people, another is process, purpose, project, and policy. Why with people I have written the process, I have written the purpose, project, and policy. See, only with the people we cannot work. The people must work within a surrounding. The people must work for a particular purpose. The people must work with
ସାର୍ ଭଏସ୍ ପୁଣି ଲଷ୍ଟ।
not audible. I think.
parameters. So
Sir,
the
again
people
ପଳେଇଲା voice.
Teriki, but I am able to hear you. ଏବେ ନାହିଁ voice
ଅଛି
ଆସିଲା sir.
ଏବେ ଆସୁଛି ସାର୍।
କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ ଡ୍ରପ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ପୁରା sir.
କଣ ହଉଛି ରେ
ସାର୍ ଆପଣ କହିବା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କଲେ ସେ ମଝିରେ ପାଜି ହେଇଯାଉଛି କିଛି ବି ଆସୁନି
ଏମିତି ତ ହବା କଥା ନୁହେଁ ହେଲା now is it okay
Yes sir,
okay
audible sir.
okay so see what I have written here basically let me start once again so we name the concept as human resource information system but with that human resources some other parameters some other factors are to be recorded like one is people with people we need to think of the purpose process policies practices and project so why we are writing those because with those the people of an organization can work one can serve better if those supporting factors are there with the people Now, how these supporting factors will remain? So proper record or proper digitization or proper kind of informations are to be kept. Okay, so this all together combinedly forms the human resource information system. So if someone will ask, then what do you mean by human resource information system? What are the nature, characteristics, types of human resource system? What is the process of HR? These are the questions which you may get in the examination. Just write it. One is that define human resource management, discuss the nature, characteristics of human resource management. What is the purpose of human resource information system? Why it is needed, or what are the outcome ta kaun employee ko in which way this record will help. So these are the questions. So now and again, one is the process of transforming from manual to digitization, from manual to computerization. So human resource information system is the adaptation of computers and softwares on the record, different manual record, so that the people can function well, the policies can be implemented, the purpose can be achieved, the practices can be moved ahead, and the project will become successful. Right? So these are design people. The people is surrounded with this. The people are surrounded with the policies, project, practices, purpose, and we can say the other parameters. Okay, so this is how the human resource will become more successful. Then next is what is the meaning of human resource information system? Human resource information system is just write it. It is all about keeping record. It is all about keeping record of the people and these other parameter, other P's. So what do you mean by that? It is all about keeping record of human factor or the employees working in the organization. Apart from that, the other supportive matters, like one is your policies, project, purpose. So egudakar record jetare rakhiba, then this will facilitate the people to work. Another, just write one definition of human resource information system. Write one definition. Okay, a human resource information system is a inclusive. What is that? Inclusive. It is one kind of inclusive computer-based information. What is human resource information system? It is an inclusive computer-based information designed to provide the users different type of informations on the human resources which will help them to take decisions. Gotiye definition dekho, tome gotiye definition if you are remembering, then it will help you to write the nature characteristics. So it is one is inclusive. It is all about inclusive. Then next is it is all about, just a moment. It is all about inclusive. The next is computer-based information designed to provide the user to take decisions. So what is that? It is a practice. Okay, so computer-based information system designed to provide the information system to its user related to the human resources, and what is the purpose? It will help them to take the decisions. Now in which way we can write down its importance? See, when you are trying to write down the importance, we need to compare it with the traditional mechanism. When you are able to compare the HRIS system with traditional aspects, at that point of time you can answer the questions. One is that it is very cost effective, though at the initial stage we are spending more in case of computerization, but once it is stabilized, once it is established, so this will support you to take decision, and it is not that much of cost effective. I'm sorry, it is that it is not that way you will spend more, but you need to stabilize it, you need to establish it. Once it is established, so it will become more effective for you. So it is cost effective, and it improves accuracy. It improves accuracy. Correctness. What do you mean by accuracy? Correctly you can take the decision. Suppose you are doing a project, what a project karucha, and that project, success of the project only depends when you are collecting data. ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ସେଦିନ ପଢେଇଲା ବେଳକୁ how you are collecting the data. Data have to be collected in both way. Primary sources are there and secondary sources are there. More accurate data you are collecting, more accurate result you are giving. So data is always provides the information, accurate information, and it also gives pinpointed decisions. So data are to be supported for better decision making practices. So accuracy is there. Another is that it also avoid duplicacy. ମୁଁ ଲେଖି ଦଉଛି ଏମିତିରେ ଭୁଲ ଭାଲ ହଉଥିବ ସ୍ପେଲିଂ ରେ କ୍ୱିକଲି ଟାଇପ କଲାରୁ. So duplicacy can be reduced. Manual ରେ କ'ଣ ହଉଛି ନା duplicacy, someone is being assigned with a work. That work he is performing, but simultaneously someone else is also doing that. That is possible in case of manual, but in case of human resource, in this process, duplicacy will reduce. Another is your quick decisions. You can take quick decisions, instant decisions, timely decisions can also be taken. So that is another practices. Then another is your another one is your return on investment. So you will certainly get back the return on the amount or the price that you have spent on that. So return on investment is there. So there are many advantages are there, or we can identify it as the importance of human resource information system. So, but one more question I want to ask you, all of you, is that can you tell me these informations, the informations what we are generating or what we are getting from about the people, in which way the HR department uses, and at what condition or what time the informations are needed. I mean, when we search for the information of the people, can anyone tell me when we search for the informations? Yes, please, you start writing. Either you answer me or
Some
else.
information is required at the time of appraisal.
Yes, please louder.
Some information is required at the time of annual appraisal.
Appraisal, very good. At the time of annual appraisal, we need informations. The next,
during evaluation of an employee performance.
evaluation of the employee performance. Very good. That is okay. Evaluation is there.
There's
The next,
salary processing.
yes,
Processing of salary or PRP. During the payment of salary and
payment of salary. Very good. Salary payment, we need informations. Very good. Next,
Sir, if the employer taking more leave, why the reason we do?
at the time of leave calculation, overtime, we need informations. So I will start with a specific way. So first is that we need informations at the time of conducting the interview. I'm writing it here. So what are the basic stages where we need information? One is at the time of interview, we need informations. At the time of new hiring, at that point of time, we need informations. Okay, so interview, specifically conducting the interview, or job analysis we do. So what kind of job is there, and which kind of people are needed, what kind of, we can say, the qualifications are required, experiences, gender wise, age wise. So these are the informations are needed at the time of interview. And in case of new hiring also, we think of the volume of vacancies. So that at that point of time, we also need informations about the people. At the time of financial assistance. But type color but you write financial assistance when we are supporting financially to an employees. That point of time we also need informations about that particular person, how much, right, how much financial assistance can be given to that particular employees. That is also to be recorded. So another is your overtime that you have already told. Overtime, okay. So when we are calculating the overtime, a person, you will read in Factory Act up to what extent one will go for overtime. Again, in case of overtime, how much remuneration, extra remuneration he or she will get, right? So overtime is also a area where we need informations and also about the employees, so that we can alert the overtime as well as we can pay the additional remunerations or emoluments. Next is your at the time of remunerations. At the time of payment of remuneration, we need information. Then another is your manpower planning, right? What are the area where we or else we can say stages. तुम गोटे क्वेश्चन पढ़ी पारे कि को समय रे को जगह रे in which way or with what are the area where we need information, so about the employees. So one is your interview, at the time of conducting the interview, and you need to elaborate how we need information at the time of why and how. Then at the time of new hiring, at the time of financial assistance, at the time of overtime, payment of allotment of overtime, at the time of payment of remuneration, and overall at the time of manpower planning. Then at the time of giving award and reward, at the time of giving award and reward, we also need informations about the people or the employees. Then at the time of training, training दोचे सेतबेले काहाकु दिया जिवो, whom to train, why to train, how to train, what kind of training is to be imparted to that particular person. So that also we needed. So we need informations about the employees related to their skill components. So tankor skill ku nei ki ame dekhuche related to their appraisal components. So we need to think of that, and accordingly we need to impart training program. Then at the time of incentives, incentive दोचे, financial assistance is different and incentive is different. Can anyone tell me in which way financial assistance and incentive two are different? These two are different from each other.
Financial assistance is like remuneration, regular, but
Okay.
incentive is
See, financial assistance is needed when you are asking for additional assistance, financial assistance. It is
Right.
from your side, right? It is from your side you are seeking. So you are
Yes,
asking. So
but
that
incentive is given to all the employees based on
financial
the
assistance
production
can be
and the
identified
profit.
as loan. Loan notes, but salary advance is financial assistance. Okay, then tell me, what do you mean by incentives?
Incentive is provided by the company based on the production and profitability of the company for a specific period.
And you are telling it from an overall prospects. Suppose interview basi तुम पचारि तुम एटा कहले ठीक अछि, I will accept it, but more projected answer if you can tell in this way, sir, incentives are paid to the achievers, right? To the achievers. Profit करदेले जे समस्त को incentive मिलिबो नुए, profit करले bonus मिलिबो. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
बुझिले ना नहीं? Bonus is different, incentive is different. You are eligible for incentives when you are achieving the target, when you are doing the task within the deadline, when you are going above your target, then you are getting incentives. Some more incentive ta ko hold kar deichanti. So that is what when you are when you have achieved certain thing, and on that ground you are eligible to get 1% or 2% of your work which are beyond your target. right? Which are beyond your target. So that
Right,
is
sir.
all about incentives. It may be financial incentives, it may be non-financial incentives. बुझी पारला ना नहीं? Incentive तमे financially पाउचो, incentive non-financial incentive मध्य पाउचो. Incentive रे तुमको कौन करा गला ट्रिप दिया गला बाहर को विदेश भ्रमण रे. सो तमे तमे तमरो सब टारगेट अचीव करछो त तुमको दिया गला ट्रिप. तुमको गोटे गाड़ी दिया गला सस्ता लोन किस्ती रे. So these are all we can say it basically encourages the people. So how incentive helps the organization as well as the people? It encourages the people to achieve, and incentives creates one kind of competitive environment. बुझी पारला ना नहीं? गोटिए क्वेश्चन ने केते जिंस
Sir,
अछि. Incentive creates competitive environment. All will
motivates employees, sir.
all will run for achievement. Another is that incentive identifies who are skilled, who are unskilled, who are semi-skilled. Are you getting my point? Gotiye term, one term identifies n number of outcomes. Mu khali incentive akhi buchi ki dei douni. I am paying incentives to the achievers. Okay, so when I'm thinking of that, side by side, I'm creating a competitive environment. Jo mane paile se mane eti tonka extra paile. Samaste doudare misi. So those with first like second okay, these are the group of people there, those who are highly skilled. These are the group of people who are semi-skilled, unskilled, or these are the people who needs training. See, whatever point I'm writing it here, all are interrelated. तुमको सब points से तो सबको interrelate करिया को पड़ी. Okay. Then next is your organizational development. That is another. When we think of OD, that I will teach what OD is. So mechanism of OD, I will also teach it here. So OD re gote question asi pare. What is OD? OD is all about, it is related with your change management. You must have read MCSI, okay, management change and strategic issues. There you must have read OD. I will teach OD once again. Okay, so when we are thinking of the development of the organization, we usually go with the record of the people, those who are working with us. So that is another component. Then next is your need assessment. Need assessment. So need assessment is another component. It is very important. Sir, in which way it is important? See, you have read one theory, need theory. पढ़िଛ ना नहीं? Need theory किए पढ़िछि? Can anyone tell me the theory in which chapter you have read it? को chapter रे पढ़िଛ? पिलामाने
Sir, motivation.
मोटिवेशन किए कोउटर कोन मोटिवेशन ने किए कहितले नीट थ्योरी ऊपर किए कहितले हु डिस्कस्ड
ना तो मन पड़नी.
ऐसा ना हमारे हु डिस्कस्ड मास्लो Abraham Harold Maslow need hierarchy theory.
Yes, sir.
Very
Maslow's
good.
need. Maslow's hierarchy theory.
Hussain. Okay. Now Abraham Harold Maslow need theory कहथिले. Now see, say जो need theory भितरे तमरो information of the employees are needed. Who are in which category? जेतले need assessment करूछु सब organization करू. तमने कहो sir, I am not doing it in my company. But you must be doing either in a pen and paper or it must be doing intentionally, proportionately madhya you must be doing. So need assessment is all about identifying the need requirement as per the stages. So what Maslow's theory state? Maslow's theory state that, okay, so it states that the first need is your basic need. Can anyone tell me what are the need? 5 need are there as per Abraham Harold Maslow. One is your basic need, right? One is the basic need. Once the basic need, yes. नमस्कार मैं क्लास रे से परे कथा हाँ हाँ कौन So what it reflects? It reflects all about need. First is your basic need pore. Then next is your, we can say, security need, social need, self-esteem need, and self-actualization need. So ei jo need jetebele ame assessment koruchu at that point of time, because these needs are related to the human being. So when we are thinking of the human being, at that point of time, we need the records of the people. So that is all about need assessment. Then next is your another component where we need the information is all about skill upgradation, right? When we are thinking of to upgrade the skill, okay, so we need the information about the people, right? So skill upgradation is all about we need to store the skill, and storing of skill is one part, and simultaneously we need to think of upgrading the skill with the comparison of OD. When we are thinking of organizational development, simultaneously we need to upgrade the skill components of the employees. So both the things have to be moved parallelly, and so that the organization can move upward. So next is another is your year-end bonus. Okay, so what are the parameters or area when we put a question when we think of or when we are seeking informations? One is your interview, new hiring, financial assistance, overtime, remuneration, manpower planning, award and reward, training incentives, organizational development, need assessment, skill upgradation, and year-end bonus. अरे पिला माने एक्सेप्ट करछ ना नै एई जगह रे सब हमर इंफॉर्मेशन दरकार बोली ना मु कहि दउछि बोली तमे ये करूछ
ना ना यस सर
सो ईयर एंड बोनस तमे बर्तमान देखो तीनटा जिंस पढिलो इंसेंटिव फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस बोनस दिस थ्री आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम ईच अदर बुझि परलो इंसेंटिव केते बेले ना तमे अचीवर पाइलो फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस तम नीड अछि किछि मैरिज अछि तमर कहार बा तमर किछि एजुकेशनल लोन दरकार बा सैलरी एडवांस दरकार बा पूजा एडवांस दरकार सो दीज आर ऑल अबाउट फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस एंड फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस और इंसेंटिव भीतर फरक कोन और बोनस भीतर फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस यू नीड टू रिपे इट बैक you need to repay it back either with interest or without interest you need to repay it back तम गाड़ी किनुछ तुमको इंटरेस्ट फ्री गाड़ी दिया जाउची okay so paisa diya jauchi so this is all about financial assistance bonus it is all about it all depends on 8.33%. Okay, so your madam will teach you in MERRL at what point of time the company is eligible to pay bonus, that you will discuss it there. So at the time of payment of year-end bonus, organization seeks the information. Then next is your structural changes. When we are thinking of changing the structure, तम माने स्ट्रक्चर कोन जानि छ व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्ट्रक्चर के कहि परिबो
पर फंक्शनल वाइज टॉप डाउन एम्प्लॉइज
स्ट्रक्चर आगे मते को स्ट्रक्चर माने कोन व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय स्ट्रक्चर इज ऑल अबाउट द हायरार्किकल पोजीशन it reflects the hierarchical position or it is all about your stages of the organization which defines who are in the top level, who are in the medium level, and who are in the lower level, right? So structure is all about the stages or the level of the organization. So it is the backbone of the organization where we usually identify the person concerned's position, right? Person concerned's position and their role, their responsibility, so that and their accountability. In structure also we think of the account. So for what purpose you are here, for what purpose I am here, so that accountability is also defined from structure, whom to report and how to delegate, or else we can say how much power is to be exercised at this point of time. So this is all about the structure. So then structural changes रे हमें कौन करूचे किए को position, who will go to which position, whether then from structure हमें out a point को एस्पेरिबा transfer को मध्य जाई परिबा. So that I will also just write it after structural changes. transfer. So when we are thinking of structural changes, at that point of time, we are also thinking of transfer. kahaku koti ki transfer kariba? Okay, intra transfer or inter transfer? Kiye koi paribo? Can anyone tell me how the intra and inter transfers are different from each other? Can anyone tell me?
Inter-transfer is
Within the department and inter mane within the city
Inter means from one department to another. Or intra
within
means
the department.
within the department. Okay. Similarly, that inter and intra mote dekhe, I feel these are very confusing. It is very complicated because it is very difficult to define. Suppose ame kahuche ki intra kono within the department, inter kono from one department to another department. Mu seta kon karibi na department kahi ki area kahibi. से जगह जोटा तुम एबे इंटर कहउछ सेटा को इंट्रा डिपार्टमेंट ट्रांसफर कहबो आउ इंटर और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बा इंटर एरिया कहि परिबो बुझुछ ना नहीं. So these are very confusing, but still intra term is there, inter term is there. Intra is all about within, inter is beyond that within. Okay, so that is all about transfer. So we need the information about the people, like informations. We think of from gender prospects. Okay, from gender prospects we think of, right? Say jo gender prospects mane why we think of gender, one point to be discussed in case of transfer. Can anyone tell me? These are the things that to be considered at the time of transferring. Suppose we think of gender parameter male female. Certain area are there where the female cannot go and work. Okay, so the male will go. So in that case, we consider gender, we consider marital status. Suppose we are transferring someone away from family. A lady is there who recently got married. So now she is seeking for transfer so that she can stay with her husband. So these are the factors that to be considered. These are the informations are required, whether she had given one application, whether she has requested the HR department for that. Okay, so these informations are required. So now what are the area where we seek informations? One is I have written it here. I have started with interview, new hiring, financial assistance, overtime, remuneration, manpower planning, award reward, training, incentives, organizational development, need assistance, skill upgradation, year-end bonus, structural changes, and transfer. Another is your kichi chhadili ki pila mane. Have I left any point?
sir E au M rahigala sir.
Maddo maribi. EM tame kono? EM tame ko? Hela Manoj
Sir. Yes sir.
kon hela evaluation of performance that I have left. Performance evaluation or potential evaluation of performance as well as potential. These two are the key component where we need informations about the people, because your performance is useless when we are not getting adequate informations about the people. Mukochi adequate, not loaded information. Certain time the loaded information also creates confusion. Okay, certain at a point we also become confused with loaded of informations, right? So what is that? One is that evaluation of performance, and the another is your अच्छा को एरिया मु छाड़िली को एरिया मु छाड़िछि जोटा मु आदरे लेखिनी मो पॉइंट रे मु को एरिया छाड़िली. प्लीज टेल मी. को प्रज्ञा, प्रत्युष, tell me which area I have left. कुआडे गलो पिला माने?
Feedback can be the one factor.
कोडा
Feedback.
Feedback is there, but that will come under your evaluation of performance. Feedback we are giving. One major component I have left. देखा तुम केते एचआर फंक्शनरीज तमे पढ़ीछ पाठ अप्लाई करो सबु जिंस इंक्लूड कली गोटे जिंस छाड़ी माने डोंट थिंक इट फ्रॉम एम प्रोस्पेक्ट्स टेल मी आउट ऑफ एम हला कौन हला मनोज
सर मु खाली पी कह देतले सर प्रमोशन
merit promotion okay merit based promotion so merit is based on what it is based on your achievement it is based on your age it is based on your experience it is based on your number of years you have worked in the company so the promotions are based on this so only merit is never come with your achievements merit also come with other parameters it all depends on the company policy आम कंपनी पॉलिसी अछि तमे तमे अचीव करिवो साइड बाय साइड एतिकी ईयर तमे कंप्लीट करथिबो कहा कंपनी अछि नै तमे मेरिट तमर आसीबो ऑन द ग्राउंड ऑफ लाइक योर ओनली अचीवमेंट ओके ओनली अचीवमेंट रे पुनी कोन टारगेट अचीवमेंट एंड कोर्स और स्किल अचीवमेंट skill तमे जदि सेतिकी रखि देलो then you will be promoted so these are the different components or area or functional area where we seek information system this information system is needed this information system is needed in different functional areas what are those one is interview when we think of hiring new personnel when we are trying to give financial assistance when we are thinking of giving overtime to the employees then we are thinking of remuneration manpower planning award reward training incentives OD organizational development then need assessment skill upgradation and year end bonus and another is your structural changes hierarchical position changes of structure of the organization transfer evaluation of performance and one more thing is your merit promotion hela pila mane
sir
hello class raj पिलाने गोटे मिनट होल्ड करो Okay, sorry for the disturbances. Now, this is one question which you may get in the examination. So that is how you can answer the questions. The another is your the types of human resource information system. Broadly, you can discuss the types in 3 different ways. I'm just writing the types here. One is your operational human resource information. One is a tactical human resource information system. One is a strategic human resource information system. Okay. Operational is all about we need it at the lower level. Jodi ame tinta ko define kariba tame levels rahila. Levels, what are the level? Top level, medium level, lower level. Otherwise we can say lower level, medium and lower level, entire overall organization. तुम मैंने पढ़ी थिलो पिला मैंने skill of a manager. What are the skills required for a manager? What are the skills? In the last call also, I hope I have discussed it. The skill components, like one is your conceptual skill, political skill, decision making skill, ethical skill, communicational skill, and your operational or technological skill. So basically, when we define the skills, we try to identify which skills are prominent for this particular level. Usually, the conceptual skill is more prominent, more important for the top level executive. That skill is required for other levels also, but it is more prominent. When we think of the top level executive, they should have very conceptually sound related to the concept of the organization. He should, if they have the knowledge about the organization, or where the organization is, the strength, weaknesses, opportunity and threatening of the organization, the challenges of the organization, financial condition, market position, the resources which are available. If those knowledges are there with the higher level, then what will happen? This group of people can take decisions. So, this group of people can take decisions. This group of people can take decisions, the top level executives. So strategic kind of thing. So here I have written 3 basic types of HRIS. One is your strategic, one is your tactical, one is your operational. So one is strategic HRIS, one is your tactical HRIS, and one is your operational HRIS. Now strategic is such kind of information when it is needed, when you are taking certain crucial decisions, when you are thinking of a decision which will affect the whole complete organization. At that point of time, we think of strategic informations. So this is complete, this is broad, this is long term. That to मैं elaborate kala, strategic is complete, whole organization. It is broad, it is macro informations are required. Very big data, I mean to say, lots of data we need. The organization, where the organization is, the projecting capacity of the organization, the 5-year span in which way the organization has moved, the success story of the organization. With that, we can take strategic decisions which are long term and which are being taken by the top level executives. Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Am I visible?
Not visible now, sir.
Why am
Only
I
your
visible?
screen is
That's
visible.
That's also okay. Okay, let me. Okay, now it is okay. So this is all about your strategic. Then once the strategic is over, another concept is your tactical. Now, why we name it tactical? Because these kind of informations are generally used by the middle level. So ame padile from skill components, we have read political skill, we have read your communicational skill. These skills are more important in case of the people, those who are working in the middle level, because they need to handle the thing tactfully. Why tactfully? Because they need to listen the thing from the higher level and they need to apply it or disburse it in the lower level. So tactfully they need to handle. So they need informations, what the company vision says, what the company mission says, and what are the objectives, and what are the practices, policies, process, project, so that these things can be applied in the lower level, right? Lower level executing application so that they will perform as per the planning. So that's why tactical informations are required. It is all about tactical human resource. Another is your operational human resource info. These informations basically used for the lower level executives. What are those? Ame koche ki payroll dekhile, attendance dekhile, wage salary jo distribution taku dekhile, leave, how much leave someone is taking, that we are taking, individual target achievement, that individual has achieved. In case of piece rate, you know, piece rate is all about आमे कहूचे कि आजी केते से प्रोड्यूस कला पीस रेट सिस्टम रे सो काली केते प्रोड्यूस कला सो व्हाई दैट पर्सन इज अनेबल टू प्रोड्यूस अप टू द मार्क सो दीज आर योर ऑपरेशनल ह्यूमन रिसोर्स इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम So from macro to slowly pinpointed informations are these. So strategic operational system, I'm sorry, HRIS, tactical HRIS, and operational HRIS. These are the broad human resource information system are needed. These questions you may get either a part of the long question or a short type questions, let's say 5 mark or 8 mark questions you may get in the examination. But you need to elaborate it with example. You need to elaborate it with examples, and real life example you can give, real organizational example you can give. And don't worry for the material, I'll provide soft copy material to you, and also you are getting the book study material within a day or two. You must have received most of the books, I think, because Rossi madam had already said. In HRM you must have received the MTD book and HRPD book. I think the old book is there, but as per the new syllabus, you may get within a day or two. But the next question is that you may get in the examination, the process of human resource information system. What is the process? In which way we should apply these techniques, these practices in the organization, so that you can achieve the ultimate desire. Right now, the process of HRIS starts with the inception of idea. The inception of idea is what it is all about. This is the first step of HRIS. Asun, this is the first step. Just a moment, please give me a moment. Sorry for the interruption. Now, see, I'll just discuss the process and then I will complete it today's class. So the process, I'll tell 5 or 6 steps. The process, we are thinking of the process when it is an existing company. When it is an existing company, we will discuss in that sense. Suppose a new company, it is very easy, right? When it is a new company, you are starting with the computerization, keeping record of the human resources through computer. It is very easy. But in case of old company which have already been continued for a longer days, at that point of time, and you are going with the record manually, at that point of time, transformation or transfer of record from manual to computerization is difficult. It is a challenging job. So what steps you need to take? So just remember the points. One is your inception of idea. Okay.
Sir, your microphone is muted, sir.
Sorry, I'm sorry. So the first is that you need to think in which way you will work. So idea is to be find out. Idea is to be generated. Idea is to be inculcated. Idea is to be gathered. Okay. So idea economy, the first is that up to what extent, up to what level you need to computerize the record. Whether it is up to the operational level, whether it is up to this tactical level, whether it is overall strategic level. एटा को बेस करके हमें इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम को आगो. So what are those things? One is that inception of idea. This is first step. Then next is we need to think of feasibility study. Now, what do you mean by feasibility study? Feasibility study is the analysis of it is
whether the HRIS is required or not.
Whether the
beneficial or not.
We need to think of the ROI, return on investment. Please write down the point. So one is that inception of idea. You need to gather, you need to get an idea so that you can think of up to there we need to think of the level of information, computerization. Okay, what are the outcome of that, in which way you will go with. Then next is that feasibility study is all about whether it will help the organization for achievement of its goal. It will support the organization or not. But konochi both kshetre ame HRIS kar doje, but it is of useless. Feasibility study is not all about the outcome. It is all about whether the people are capable to accept it or not. बुझी पालो ना नहीं? आम पाखरे सेतिकी अच्छी, whether we are having that kind of resources with us so that we can go with that or not. Idea ta more AI asila. Then next is that we need to think of whether people will accept it, whether people will not able to work with the computerized process. So that is what is the second thing. First is inception of idea, then feasibility study. Then the third important is that this is the most important here. Each points are important. Each point is its own like we can say importance. But another component where we need to think of the selection of project team, because once we are able to identify the project team, then this team will work on behalf of the company with the people for the achievement of that kind of desired goal. So what is that? Selection of project team is very crucial. So there we need to put the technical people, non-technical people, and group leaders are to be involved so that they can motivate, they can monitor, they can maintain, they can manage the man as well as the machine. So project team ro role kono? Motivate kariyo lokon ko accept kariya pe, monitor karibe, maintain karibe, continuity rakhibe, and manage karibe. These 4 aims are crucial. To whom they will manage? They will manage the man with the machine. They will manage the man, people, records, as well as they will put the people into the machine. So semanakar kamo rahila motivate karibe, maintain karibe, monitor karibe, and manage karibe. So this is another selection of project team. Then next is your defining the requirement. The next point is defining the requirement. So what is the next step? So the fourth step is your defining the requirement. The fourth step details report are prepared as per the requirements of the organization, as per the requirements of the people, as per the requirement of the team, and as per the requirement of the customer or the stakeholders, right? So that is all about what is your requirement. So idea generate kali, then next is your feasibility study kali, next selection of project team kali, then I am trying to define the requirement. Okay, what is actually we need? What is actually the purpose of the this functional area? What is the objectives? What are the objectives that I need to identify? Once it is being identified, we need to think of the vendor who will supply it. So it is always seen that most of the companies, big companies, they never, even software firm also never does their own software development. They usually hire it. They usually outsource it. So they need to think of vendor. So another is your vendor. Vendor analysis and negotiation. Okay, so the company needs to analyze the vendor who will work, who will develop. Basically what happens, mote koi pariyo ko manaka company re computerization database maintain kara jauche a bitiru kiye koi pariyo?
Yes, sir. Am company sir ho sir.
Acha, kiye se mate kahi jana padlani etu dekha naru.
Bhanu sir.
Acha, ko company tamaro?
Reliance Industries.
अच्छा जो कंपनी ने डेवलप हेची जो सॉफ्टवेयर तुम्हारा फार्म ह्यूमन रिसोर्स इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम who developed that, your company or it is being outsourced?
It is a joint combination, sir. Some apps are third party and some apps are developed by own ITs.
But initially who did it?
Third party.
Third party, outsourced. Mu ethiki bhi asibi. I will also come to that point. Okay, so usually we start with a person or with an organization who is not belongs to the organization, right? So usually what happens is, suppose what a college institution, say college रे software से देला कहला कि हमर library, sir library package अछि, sir आपनकर पिलांकर admission package अछि, sir एम सब package अछि, sir overall organization रे अछि, हमें सेट feasibility study कलु, inception of idea कलु, okay, defining the requirement na amara darkar nahi manpower, we need only students database management system. Okay, so see student database re kouta adhika important, sie kon kala gote amku dekhei dela overall, buzi parla na nahi. So he shown us an overall package, but whether that overall package will help us or can be implemented, na केबे होबनी. सी गोटे बड़ ब्रॉड जिंस देखेला ता भितर हम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एटा टिके दरकार न होई पारे, बुझी पारलो ना नहीं. So vendor is to be identified who is having a brand, who is having a reputation, and we need to sign a contract with the vendor. Signing a contract where we need to write down all the points. What are those points? They will facilitate, they will support, they will supply, they will install, they will help, they will assist, they will train, and they will process. These are the points that to be written in the negotiation. Among say help kariba, assist kariba, supply kariba, install kariba, prepare kariba, report output daba. Okay, so these are the things that to be recorded. Tam bhavu to sar khali point guda ko nahi, gote point re n number of points are there, and you can write when you can break your head into it. जब तुम possible तभी तो जाने वो एवुड़ा को भी point अभी तेरे अच्छी. So negotiation of contract is also contract negotiation is also an important. Then once it is done, then we need to think of, as I have said, it is a complete broad thing where your certain portions are there which are required and many portions are not required, and some additional things are to be added. बुझी पाला ना नहीं? Suppose library software na tome eta deicho je, but amara eguda ko achi au eguda ko darkar nahi. So at that point of time another point is required to be discussed, that is already tailoring the software. Okay, tailoring the software, what do you mean by that? तमे गलो गोटे दुकान को गलो, हाँ दुकान ने कौन कलो गोटे पैंट किनिलो, से पैंट टा देखिया लोग तमोटू एती लंबा हो, से खोला तलटा हो, सेटा को ये करूना, ए सर आपन को हाइट रेट ये कर दवा. So same waist size अच्छी दी जनकर 41 inch दरकार, जनकर 39 दरकार, जनकर 42 दरकार. So it is to be tailor made. So as per requirement, it is to be extended, expanded or reduced. Similar in case of software also, as per requirement, it is to be expanded and also may be reduced. So that is what is another factor, tailoring the system. So once the system is tailored, then we will think of training. The vendor will train. In that training, the vendor will train whom? The vendor will train the project team. Very good. The vendor will train the project team. So, you know, only thing my part of the job is to identify these are the points are to be discussed. Similarly, 8 point series. Got a point I'm going to jump छाड़ी जीवानी सब पॉइंट को हमको देखियो पड़िबो तमु के पचारला ओके यू आर एन एज एन एचआर मैनेजर योर टास्क इज टू इंप्लीमेंट ह्यूमन रिसोर्स इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम व्हिच वाज अर्लियर कैरिड आउट इन मैनुअली सो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्टेप्स आर टू बी टेकन बाय यू सो दैट यू कैन सिस्टमैटिकली इंस्टॉल द सॉफ्टवेयर क्वेश्चन पड़िला कोन करिवो सर मु फर्स्ट आईडिया आनिबी इंसेप्शन ऑफ आईडिया कैन बी जनरेटेड बाय विजिटिंग साइट्स वेबसाइट्स other software, other farm, sabu farm ku jibi dekhibi tankor kemti hochi setu mu idea anili. Then I will think of whether it is applicable or not applicable, feasibility study, whether our people will accept it, whether I need to incur use expenditure or less expenditure. Feasibility dekhibo, profit loss index tame karibo. Then next, once you have thought na eta amku helpful hobo, then we will think of selection of team. Selection of team, you will think of a project team. Once the project team is there, then you will define the requirement. What is your requirement? You need to find out the requirement. Once the requirement is identified, then you will think of the vendor who will supply, and the next is that you need to sign sign the negotiation contract sign hobo, and contract sign ne tame kon rakhibo that you need to find out. Tomorrow requirement wise a jinsa jatha his task is to supply, his task is to install, his task is to monitor, his task is to read the thing, his task is to train. So these are the things are there. Then once it is done, then next is that you need to tailor make the practices as per our requirement. Once it is done, we need to impart the training. So jo vendor contracted training madhya rohiba na tu am staff ku training dabu, sikhaibu, handover karibu, tapare jibu. वर्षे जाए हम सहित काम करी यू विल also depute the vendor will depute 1 or 2 staff so that these 2 staff will work for a year with us. So that is also one contract. So tailoring the system, then training is another. Next, once the training is over, then collection of data and entry of data. Collection and entry. So data mostly are available. So you need to gather it, you need to collect it. If it is an existing system, then you need to start entering it. So collection and entering of the data. Once these two are over, you have collected and you have entered the data, then next is your testing. Testing and starting of this system. So tome test karibo, report generate karibo. So here you need to generate the report. Generating the report. So jo report asio, suppose tome कहबो कि मोर दरकार cash book, tu mate ledger journal कोन दोछु, show me the cash book. You just tell me the statement of bank reconciliation. I need that. I need the final account. So I need, these are the report. So you will test it and you will generate the report. So once the reports are done, then we will compare the report with the manual as well as the computerization. The manual and computerization, these two are to be compared. So manual, the next is your comparison. Comparison between what? Comparison is to be done between the manual record and the computerized record. Both are matching or not. So if it is matching, then okay. If it is not matching, then you need to work again. Okay, training or some data are not we missed. Then once it is done, then we need to think of running the system parallel. Running the system parallelly. So parallelly you need to run this simultaneously. The manual as well as the computerized record are to be continued parallelly. Okay. So so computerization and the manual record, okay, both the things should continue parallelly for a year or for a 6 months or 2 years. Okay, once it is stabilized, then we will stop doing manual record. Once the system, we are gaining a like kind of confidence, it is stabilized, and in case of HRIS, always backup is to be maintained. Like dekho more ebe konechina I faced a critical issue, critical problem, because I kept all the new, I prepared the book MTD and MERL and HRPD. These 3 books I prepared in my computer, but all of a sudden 20 days or 1 month back, my hard disk crashed. So with that, what happened? All the records were gone. So we prepared the book. Jo so mail gather kari out thare. A big exercise we did, and we could able to finally prepare the MTD book. It is already circulated. MERL you will get by tomorrow evening, and HRPD you will be getting by Wednesday or Thursday. See, parallel ame sabu koruche, manual au kaleni sabu computerized kale, but we are not storing the data elsewhere. You need to keep the record somewhere else so that it will support you. So 2 or 3 questions we have discussed today. One is, what is human resource information system? Second is that, what are the nature, characteristics, purpose, objective of HRIS? Third is that, when we need information system? Fourth is that, the types of HRIS? And the fifth is that, the process of application of HRIS in an existing system. Hela? Bujila pila mane?
Yes, sir. One thing is missed, troubleshooting process of HRIS after running in parallel.
Okay.
If any problem is
troubleshooting is there, the
encountered
team, okay, that you can, that I have told na. You need to compare it with the manual. It is there. You need to compare it to the manual. If it is okay, then you go ahead. If it is not okay, then you need to start the process. So you need to, if some data which you missed or any kind of upgradation is required, that you need to go. Hello? So once you are generating the data, then you need to think of testing. So that is all about your testing and starting up the system. Test kara, generate the report, then compare the report with the manual, what you have recorded or earlier record, you compare it, or else you try to find out any kind of failure is there, then you take corrective measure. And simultaneously, you need to run it parallelly for a year or for 2 years, and most of the company run it throughout the year, mane chale continuously. Se mane manual rakhanti as well as amaro university re suppose kon hochi, gote leader asila se kala sabu computerize kar diyo, aro leader asila kala computer kon sabu chal jibo to manipulate karibo. Computerization is a practice with which we can manipulate, we can add, we can interpret, we can compare the record as per the requirement. What HRIS says? HRIS says all about, we can manipulate the record, we can add the record, we can detach the record or delete the record as per its requirement. So that is what can be done in HRIS. So these are the things which we have discussed. I hope you must have understood my points, and I will share the notes among all students in the group. So is it okay? Shall I stop right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
ପିଲାମାନେ
sir.
ମୁଁ ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ
Okay,
ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ
sir.
କହିଥିଲି ଟିକେ ଆଉ ଥରେ ତା ଉପରେ ଚିନ୍ତା କର ଏବଂ ସେ ଅନୁସାରେ ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କର ୱାର୍କ। ମେ ଜୁନ 2 ମାସ ତମ ପାଖରେ ଟାଇମ ହବ, ଜୁଲାଇ ମିଡ୍ ଜୁଲାଇ ଯାଏଁ ତମ ପାଖରେ ଟାଇମ ହବ, 2.5 ମାସ ଟାଇମ ଅଛି ପ୍ରୋଜେକ୍ଟ ପାଇଁ। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ତମ ମାନେ ସବୁ ଲେଟର वेटर ଦେଇକି ନେଇକି ବା ଇଏ କରିକି କାମ ଆରମ୍ଭ କର ହେଲା। ଓକେ
सर आज आफ्टरनून क्लास हम 5:30 वाला।
କ୍ଲାସ ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଜଣେଇ ଦେବେ ଆଜି।
ओके ओके
ରଶ୍ମି ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କହି କଥା ହେଇକି ଜଣେଇବେ ହେଲା।
ओके थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।